Did you know that 20% of students fail calculus not because they are dumb, but because they fail to understand the basic concept? This video helps you understand differentiation in a less complex manner. Here's an analogy you were not taught at school. Suppose you're standing at the bottom of a hill at 6 a.m. for a morning hike. You didn't climb it slowly till you get to the top by 7 a.m. Say the hill is about 3 kilometers tall and you started at 0 kilometers. With this knowledge, you're able to calculate the rate at which you are moving with respect to time. Distance and time being the two variables, and the rate being the speed at which you were moving. In order to calculate this speed, we must know the rate at which you are moving at different times, considering you were taking some breaks or rest at some points, right? Now, it could be 1 meter for every second, but then that will make you faster than Usain Bolt, wouldn't it? Anyway, this is where differentiation comes to play. So, differentiation is a process where we find the instantaneous rate of change of a function based on its variables. Okay, if you are moving at a constant rate, right, then the graph of your motion would just be a straight line. But then if you would slow down or walk faster at different points in time, then the graph would most likely be a curve. The rate of change for such a graph can only be taken at an instant of time to know your speed. Now, gradients are the same as rates of change. Hence, for straight lines, they will be constant, while for curves, we would need to calculate the average rate of change. So, here we can visualize what differentiation is actually used for. Say you moved from point A to B. You can subtract the horizontal and vertical points to know what distance you covered for a given time frame. But then, for a curve, we must choose a specific point or instant and draw a straight line touching only that point before working out its gradient. This line is called a tangent to the curve. Now we can apply common knowledge of subtracting x and y values before working out the gradient. When we do all of these calculations, we get what we call the gradient of the tangent of the curve at that instant. Now, consider the graph isn't given. To get the tangent of the curve of the function, we must differentiate it first to get what we call the derivative. Due to the nature of different curves, we have different approaches of differentiating different equations. This gives rise to the different rules of differentiation, which are the power rule, the chain rule, the product rule, quotient rule, and as well as the method of the first principle. Click the next video in the playlist to learn more about these rules.